I know I said I liked the documentary that Peacock did. This one, the documentary I just watched it's like, what, 5 episodes. I watched all the episodes yesterday, man. That one was good. It was more details. It gave you more information. It was good. I'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for returning. New listeners, you're welcome here as well. Okay, let's get into this. Before I go in depth about the documentary on Max, it was something that stood out again. It had to do with the catastrophe that happened at City College with the 9 people being crushed, suffocated. Okay, there's something that stood out to me twice when I watched the Peacock documentary. Something Gene Deal said. Well, this guy, I forgot his name. He's a Diddy friend. He said that he saw Diddy helping during the catastrophe. He saw Diddy performing resuscitation and giving mouth to mouth. I call the guy Chuckles. If you check out the video I did on the Peacock doc, you'll hear it. So the interviewer asked Gene, what did he see Diddy do while that catastrophe was unfolding? Gene said with his whole chest that he saw Diddy do nothing. Diddy didn't try to help anyone. He didn't try to resuscitate anyone. So I was like, okay, well, if, so much was going on at once, how could you keep your eyes on Diddy, all the while that was happening? So check out check out this clip I'm going to show you. Okay, here's the clip from the Max documentary. Of course, I removed the audio. Didn't want to have no issues. But check out the clip. There's Diddy right there. This man looked like he saw the worst part of his life before his eyes. And when I looked at it, I had to rewind it several times. And I was like, wait a minute, that's him. I thought Gene said that he was not there. He was nowhere to be seen. And if anyone said that he tried to help someone or resuscitate or give someone CPR, they are lying. So like I said, I was looking at the video. I had to look at it several times. And then I was watching it with someone. I was like, wait a minute, how does he look? Does he look distraught? And they was like, yeah. I said, okay, so according to Gene, he wasn't even supposed to be in, he shouldn't even be seen in this clip. According to Gene, Diddy shouldn't be seen anywhere in this clip looking distraught. So no, I'm not trying to justify. I'm not trying to make Diddy look innocent. I'm not trying to do any of that. My point is, if you're going to tell a story, tell it right. Tell it truthfully. And I used to listen to Gene when he first came out. I thought his stories were intriguing. At that time, we had no way of verifying what he said. But, I had no reason to believe that he wasn't telling the truth. But now, after seeing this clip and seeing the way Diddy looked distraught, and then his friend, the friend who grew up with him, said what he saw. So it was 2 people. The guy named Chuckles who said what he saw, and then the friend who grew up with Diddy said what he saw Diddy doing to help people. So I'm like, okay, well, why Gene come out with his whole chest and say Diddy didn't do anything, and he didn't see Diddy? Like I said, I used to watch him, and what kind of put me off from watching him and was Choke No Joke. I don't like the gangster attitude for likes. It's like it's not that damn serious. And then you're not considering the people who are actually supporting and liking your channel. So it's like they'll do a live or what have you, and they're waiting for, if they have 500 people in the chat, they're waiting for at least 300-400 people to give them likes. In the meantime, in between time, the ones who did give you likes, they're sitting there held hostage, waiting for you to say whatever it is you're gonna say, but you're not gonna say it until you get your likes. And it's some, among other things that I started just being put off about. But it's like, you're not gonna gangster me into liking something. If I like it, I'm gonna like it. If you're putting out content that's worth something, you're going to get likes. That's automatic. And if you guys took the time out and looked at YouTube videos, random videos, people that you support, the likes never add up to the views anyway. That's just how it is. I've seen videos that have millions of views, hundreds of thousands of views, and that barely have likes. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if people forget. I don't know if people hating, but the likes never add up. So trying to gangster people into liking your ish is annoying. And another thing, it's like Gene Deal has been talking on these streets for a long time. I'm not saying he telling the truth. I'm not saying he lying. I don't know. I wasn't there. But a lot of people have said to me privately, and I read comments, they were saying that in order to be down with Diddy, as for however long you're down with him, you have to get your hands dirty too. So I'm only hearing one side of the story. Let's continue and get on with this content. Okay, as I said, I watched the documentary, The Fall of Diddy, on Max. And man, like I said, I like Peacock, but I like this one a whole lot better. And I stumbled across some articles that's in relation to the documentary. I'm going to read a couple to you guys. So, check this out. The rise and fall of Sean Diddy Combs is dissected by over 15 of his alleged victims and former employees in a new docuseries from Quiet on the Set outlet Investigation Discovery, The Fall of Diddy. A 4-part special features lengthy interviews in nearly hour-long episodes that build up to the first recorded allegation against Combs from Kat Pasion, a model the mogul dated shortly after splitting with Cassie Ventura in 2019. Listen to what she said when she saw the video clip of what happened in the hotel.
When I watched that video, I knew she was lying because I knew what I experienced in 2021, which was 5 years later. I wasn't sure if I wanted to speak my story and make it public. Over the last probably 11 months, I've decided to speak my truth and take my power back. My name is Kat Pasion. I am an actress.
And I have not, this is my first time hearing about Kat, period. I had not heard or seen anything about her prior to looking at the documentary on Max. Okay, let's continue. Ventura's 23 lawsuit opened the floodgates for dozens of legal filings accusing Combs of abuse and threats of violence against his alleged victims. Danity Kane member D. Woods, former Vibe editor-in-chief Danyel Smith, producer Rodney, Lil Rod Jones, and Diddy's former driver and chef are among the several people interviewed. The Fall of Diddy has given rise to new allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. The new 4-part investigation discovery docuseries out on Max is the latest documentary to explore the disgraced hip-hop mogul's life. In the final moments of the last episode of The Fall of Diddy, Kat Pasion is interviewed about her short-lived relationship with Combs in 2019. She notes the start of their relationship was much like the start of Combs' courting Ventura. He was trying to reel me in, get me comfortable, and show me he's a good guy, Pasion says. It was very positive in the beginning. When somebody try to go out their way to show you they are a good person, yeah, okay. Exit stage left. Let's continue. Ex-girlfriend Kat Pasion detailed an allegedly non-consensual incident that took place in 2021. According to Kat, Diddy forced himself on her while he was under the influence of what she believes was the recreational rug Tusi, also referred to as Pink C. The model and actress says she didn't want to relive the specific details, but alleged that what happened was scary and wasn't consensual. Kat claimed that weeks later, Diddy threatened to get her deported to her home country of Canada in a phone call that ended after she called him a demon. Kat said there were moments during their relationship with Diddy that she later saw in a different light. For example, she recalled Diddy's response to seeing part of Surviving R. Kelly while on a yacht during a 2019 vacation. He's walking out of the room and he says, "There's a little R. Kelly in all of us." And he walks out the door. Kat says, "I remember being like, what? There's not a little R. Kelly in all of us." And I'm so glad she said that. I don't like when people generalize, especially when it's some effed up stuff. Don't put everybody in your mess. Everybody don't think the way you do and everybody don't act the way you do. Let's continue. This man is sick. He uses his resources and what he thinks he can do for you and thinks that can band-aid and solve the horrible things he does to people because he thinks he's God, she said. And I said that several times. People with that mentality, like Sean Combs allegedly has, yeah, they think they're God until they find out they're not. Let's continue. Diddy, who is facing multiple abuse lawsuits and is currently awaiting trial on federal charges that include trafficking, racketeering, has continuously denied wrongdoing. His legal representatives have also responded to the Fall of Diddy, denying the documentary's allegations as fabricated. In a statement shared with multiple outlets, the producers failed to provide significant time or details for his representatives to address unsubstantiated claims, many from unidentified participants whose allegations lack context. The statement said in part, what Sean Combs got to realize is that a lot of these things took place while he was under the influence of some heavy dope. So yeah, in all honesty, he might not remember who he, supposedly abused or allegedly abused. Let's continue. Other Fall of Diddy interviews claim to have witnessed Diddy engaging in acts of physical violence throughout his life, including against a fellow student when he was at Howard University and against Cassie during their relationship. Further accusations in the documentary include that he once threatened a journalist, shoved a chef to the ground, and pulled the trigger during the 1999 nightclub shooting. Danity Kane member D. Woods also alleges that her bandmate Adria O'Day once confided that Diddy frequently sent her inappropriate photos, including overtly pornographic material. Woods claimed that Diddy fired O'Day partly as an act of retaliation because she did not succumb to his sexual advances. And I have a question to men who do that. Men who send dirty pics. What's the purpose? I mean, do you think that is going to intrigue a woman? I'm not saying all women aren't intrigued, but the ones who are not intrigued, what do you think that do when you send them? When you send those pics, pornographic pics to women, what do you think that does to them? Do you think they're like, ooh, okay, let me call him? Or do you think they're like, this nigga, this Negro, ugh. Does it make them feel a little creeped out, especially when they're not interested? I'm gonna tell you the latter for me. You send me a random pic and it has been done. I'm like, ugh, what the F are you doing? Why are you sending me this? You know? Takes you off guard. Especially when you're not interested in them. It's gross. Okay? It's gross. Let's continue. Excuse me if I'm saying this name wrong, but Talia Graves, who alleges that Diddy violently awed her in 2001. Listen to this little clip I'm going to play of her introducing herself. Graves introducing herself.
I've tried to put it away for all these years. But even now, it's a lot. The color red for me is a trigger. It took a lot to wear this red shirt today. Because it's a process. I'm trying to get there. I can't listen to any bad boy music without it triggering me. I cannot hear his voice without it making my stomach hurt. That effing monster. Back in 2000, I was living in Queens. I was a mom in the middle of a divorce. And then I started dating a bad boy executive through my boyfriend. I met Sean Combs at Daddy's House Studio. It was just a normal, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the fam. Welcome to Bad Boy. That was the atmosphere, very fun, very upbeat. At that time, Diddy was the jokester, the prankster. But now, thinking back, Diddy would make remarks that if you have to really think back to it, it's like, a little weird. Like, hey, don't leave her alone over here. You got a pretty girl. She's a little thing. Now, in hindsight, it's like you're prepping yourself for the kill. And then what happened in 2001 changed my whole life. I was home in Queens. I got a call from one of the people at Bad Boy Studios. They said, Puff wants to talk to you because your boyfriend is up at work again. There was nothing alarming about Puff wanting to talk to me because we've had a conversation about him screwing up at work prior to this to get him back on track. A little while later, this burgundy Escalade pulls up and Puff was sitting in the back. So I jumped in the back and he said, hey, what's up? Do you want something to drink? I said, sure, what you got? And he was drinking something in a red soda cup. And he gave me a clear glass, like a little cup with some white Zin. By the time we got to Daddy's House Studios, I started feeling a little woozy, lightheaded. I kept doing this, trying to feel my face because it kept feeling a little numb. I remember getting out the Escalade. Still, I'm thinking we're going to go to the studio and my boyfriend's going to be there. But at this...
Yeah, that, her story is, whoo, Lord, yeah. I didn't want to, I was only going to put in a little snippet of it, but you guys should check it out. If you have Max, or you can get it, a trial. Sometimes these streaming services will give you like a 7-day trial. Go check it out. Then they go into start talking to the assistant. Remember, I did a video, about him. I can't remember what video. It wasn't just solely about him. It was about some other allegations against Diddy and him. But yeah, he was made to get Sean's, allegedly, he was made to prep Sean's hotel rooms for the Wild Kings night. And check this out. This is played during Pine's interview, or before his interview. Check out what Diddy said. Now, anyone who was around him at the time that he said this, and you still stayed around him,
kind of nerve-wracking. It could be very scary.
You cannot escape this.
We know what this person is capable of doing.
I'm not about to be transparent for y'all or anybody. Anything I want people to know, I'm gonna let them know. You in the process of what I'm allowing you to see. There's some dark places y'all motherfuckers don't want to go. Stay where you at.
He said it's some dark places y'all MFs ain't gonna want to go. Stay where you at. So if you still elected to be around him after that fair warning, ain't too much you can tell me. Ain't too much. Now check out this. This is something that I have been saying all throughout Diddy videos I do. Everybody in the background knew. Check this out.
I had a best friend that passed away on December 8th. And it was a coincidence because on that day, he'd hit me up asking to meet for a drink at the Bel Air Hotel. I felt sympathetic and empathetic towards him because he'd lost Kim. Something drew me into wanting to have the drink with him. I felt like I saw somewhat of a grieving, vulnerable person. He felt real, and I connected with him, but we were connecting through the pain. I had heard a lot of things about him, not good things. And one of the first few times we hung out, he'd asked me, what are the streets saying about me? And I said, do you really want to know? I hear that you're abusive, you're violent, you're connected to a lot of dark things. And he just looked at me and was like, that's what they're saying? And totally played it off, totally played it. He was trying to reel me in and get me comfortable and show me that he's a good guy.
Now, she said the streets. That's what the streets was saying about Diddy. So where you think the streets got that info from? Some people work in the industry and they went back talking. But my point is, the streets were talking what you think people in the industry were saying about Diddy, who has been knowing about Diddy for years, and now they want to act brand new. Like I said, a lot of people are complicit. So now it goes into the end of the series. Well, it ends with Pine talking, and he goes into detail. I think they could have did. Actually, he didn't go into detail to me. I think actually he could have did it better, or his attorneys, I'm assuming, could have let him give more details than he did. Because after his interview, I was at the point where I was like, why did you even do the interview? Because you could tell he was holding so much back. And it was like, if you had to hold that much back, you should not have done the interview until after your case is done. But he was just, I like I said, I did a video with him in it, and he was just talking about the things he had to do. Set the room up with sex toys, and they had some kind of power sex toy, mechanical sex toy that they used. That's what I put in the video I did about him. It was a lot of drugs involved, a lot of alcohol, and he would have to go. He was assigned to go and clean the hotel room up after these nasty little parties. And then one day he said he was he said he was just high. He was high. They knew he was just like gone. And he told Pines that he wanted him to prove his loyalty. And he basically was encouraging Pine to have sex with a young lady that was there. He said the young lady consented to it. That's what he said. I'm not saying he lying, but if the woman didn't consent, you think he gonna say that? And then he says some other things. Like I said, I wasn't too thrilled about his. He's the only one in the docuseries that I wasn't too thrilled about, because you could tell he was holding back so much. I feel like if you got to hold back that much, you shouldn't even done it. One thing that I did think was intriguing was how he came equipped with voice memos from Sean Diddy. It was like, in a lot of text messages, it was like, Diddy must have been under the influence of some things, because he incriminated himself on so many levels. It's like the memos, the text messages. Like you can see that he really didn't think he was ever going to be busted. The text message alone is, that's it. It's a done deal. But yeah, they played voice memos that he said he was. Pine said that he sent the interviewer asked Pine how often did he send the voice memos and text messages. He said every day, all day. He said every minute, every 5 minutes, he was just like sending him some kind of voice memo or text message. And I thought that was like hilarious in such a bad way. Like, damn, like that's what they call the smoking gun. Like, dude, how can you explain? How can your attorney explain those away? Oh, no. See, your court, look, He was just simply reminding him about things he needed to get at the grocery store. That's just it. It was nothing nefarious about those text messages and voice memos. It was nothing nefarious. Yep, they'll find a way. Getting to pay the amount of money they were getting paid to defend Diddy, yeah. They're going to find a way to justify those memos and text messages. How can you justify Astroglide, a sexual lubricant? How can you justify those? Come on, man. Was it some kind of turkey base? He put it on chicken? What was it? Anyway, somebody told me that they don't think Diddy's attorney is doing a good job. He says he believed that basically they messing him up, because what they should advise him to do is to plead out guilty, get him, a sentence, serve his sentence, and it might have, and by him pleading out, admitting to things he has done, he might get a light sentence. But all this fighting and all this evidence coming forth, it's like it's messing him up. But I was telling somebody last night when we were watching the docuseries, I was saying, I don't even think this man is, if he does get jail time, I don't think it's going to be that much. You know why? Because Diddy has decades of evidence. And if he was smart like I think he is, and other people think he is, he would have that evidence hidden somewhere where not too many people know. Basically, probably only he knows. Like, I still got it hidden somewhere, so, and I got it set up where if anything happened to me or my family, everybody gonna know. Everybody's gonna know who was involved in these things that you guys are accusing me of being involved in. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, that was about it. It just, I had found an article of the assistant talking about what he witnessed, what he was forced to do, and things of that nature. Like I said, I did what I'll probably do is connect the initial video I did on the talking about the assistant and what he was supposedly made to do. I'll connect it to this video. Other than that, that was about it. It was some things that I heard during this video. I was just like, I was just irritated. It was like what people kept saying. You hear people keep saying, Diddy, he's so powerful, and I didn't know what he was going to do to me, and he has a way of making people disappear. It started irritating me. It started irritating me, the power people give people. I said to my family member who was watching the docuseries with me, somebody was saying something Diddy said. I think it was the chef. Something, she was getting threatened by Diddy, and I said, I got so annoyed. I said, I would have said, F you, Diddy. Like, F you. Like, for real, I would have said it with passion, and then I would have prepared to defend myself. If I had to get a cast iron skillet, something, I would have just did it. Because, after a while, you just get tired of being threatened. Like, stop threatening me. Like, I'm sitting here and just let you keep threatening me. Well, that's me. Sometimes I have a thing where I'm expecting people to react the way I react. And some people just, they will not do it. Some people put up with things longer than I would have put up with things. Some people don't defend themselves. Some people don't speak up when they need to. Some people they don't know how to be quiet when they need to. So, that's what's annoying. But you just realize how many people gave this man so much power, to do the things he did. And if people came together collectively before all this came out and reported him and brought it to the media and connected with the FBI, there was somebody that was going to do their job. Somebody was going to be convicted enough to do their job, but people didn't do it. No, they did. They did say they went to the police department. But what they should have done is put it out in the open. And I don't care how the public would have been like, oh, you're crazy. Why did he need to do this to you? He's rich. He's famous. Oh, well, just keep putting it out there. But there was some people who put, okay, you know what? Every time I say something, I remember that, people did do, people have been talking about Sean Combs for years. And look, nothing really happened until what, 2 years ago. So 23, November 23, October 23, when Ventura filed her case, that's when the ball really got rolling. And I believe it was the only reason it came out is because the liquor company was pissed off at him. If they weren't pissed off at him, they would have kept his secrets. So they should be investigated too. Everybody who has done business with him should be investigated. Yeah, they should, because you only busted him out because you was upset. You was upset that he accused you of being racist, and who's to say you weren't? But my thing is, if he didn't come out and put you on blast like that, you would not have let these horrible dark secrets come out. You would not have told Cassie to file that case against him. This country is so unbalanced. The scale, the justice scale, where they, claim that, justice is equal. No, it's not. It's not. Because people like this, big corporations and companies like this get to hold your secrets until they don't. I don't care if it was just something you heard, but if it kept coming up throughout the years, it had to be some truth to it. Like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And then a lot of people are just, sitting back in the background like, they ain't got nothing to do with it. Yes, you do. Because you was making so much money off this man, you decided to turn a blind eye. So, anyway, that's all I have to say. And like I said, in order to top this one, in order to top the documentary that is on Max, you guys gotta, come with a whole lot more. Yeah. Because they since talking about Diddy, this was the first one, I think, documentary that I saw where they show a lot of detail. They gave more details, And then you got Diddy and his attorney, who's paid to defend him, saying, these are fabrications and, it's no context. And in order to win this case against this man, you have to have facts and proof. All these people coming against him, if they don't have facts and proof, hardcore proof, yeah, he's not going to go down for it. You have to have proof. All right, folks, that's all I have. If I stumbled across anything else, I will bring it to you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for sharing this channel, telling people about this channel. And hey, I will see you in the next video. Take care.